Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Blaine. I'm here with Brooks. It's the 12th Man Podcast. And today, the first thing we need to get straight into, first game of the day, Manchester United played like, well, amateurs. Let's just say for the longest time, Man U hasn't looked good for a while now. They started with a spark and that went out. They played Aston Villa this morning, right? And it was, they went down 1-0.
That goal, by the way, that header was amazing, though.
Beautiful header. I gotta confess, I only saw the replays. I fell asleep instantly after the game started. It was 5:30 my time. But, yeah, Aston Villa, to their credit, stayed in the game, got a beautiful header. Game's coming to an end. Man U draws a penalty. Walk us through what happened, Brooks.
Yeah, I mean, game's coming to an end, and of course, in true Man U style, they win a penalty.
They love winning pens, man. For like the last 2.5 seasons, they are like the penalty team. Always. Which is fine. But yeah, it has to be
always. Said. And it's usually
they always get a pen.
Yeah,
they always get it. That's why people were mad at Bruno Fernandes.
What do you say?
That's why people were mad at Bruno Fernandes for scoring all those penalties.
Yeah, I mean, well, and I guess that's where the problem is. Like, so they win a penalty, stoppage time. You think, okay, like here it goes again. Man U gets it every time. Up steps Bruno Fernandes. I'm like, okay, so first of all, a couple years later, Bruno Fernandes, was last year his full first year, or was it only did he come in winter of last year?
No, last season was his first full season.
Okay, so then the season before that, like prior to him coming to Man U, they had penalty issues. I don't know if I'm sure you remember. Like
I remember.
You know, Pogba took one, missed it. Rashford took it, missed it. I don't know who else was taking them, but they didn't have like a designated penalty taker. And so Bruno comes in and like is really good at it. He's no Ronaldo, but he's really good at it. And so today they win a penalty. Cavani's on the field. I believe he's still on the field at that time. Yeah, because he came in after. And then Ronaldo was on the field. Bruno Fernandes is on the field. And Bruno Fernandes takes the penalty. And that thing, I thought, okay, like he just hit it over the crossbar pretty hard over the crossbar. But then the camera panned out and went to a different angle, and then you see the ball coming down, and I'm like, wait, did this hit? There's no way he missed it that bad. I mean, he missed it bad, but it was up and up and up and up and up. And the announcers are going, everyone's celebrating that he missed it, and then the ball comes down. I'm like, whoa, he's too skied it.
Why is he taking the penalty in the first place? Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah. People on the internet call him Pinaldo. They call him Pinaldo for a reason. He might not be taking free kicks anymore, but if there's a penalty, first off, why is Bruno taking it? Second off, why was he even captain of the team?
Honestly, I didn't even notice that until you said something. I was like, wait, he was? I didn't even notice that he was the captain. He was the captain.
That was the first thing I noticed. Granted, I don't know. I can't even remember. I'm assuming Harry Maguire didn't play. But, I mean, Ronaldo's on the squad. Why? I just don't understand why Bruno, of all the players on the team, like Luke Shaw was on this. Like, I feel like there's so many other players that, like, besides Bruno Fernandes being a really polarizing player for the last season and a half, like, why would Ole Gunnar Solskjaer make him? And why would he let him? That's the thing, dude. So here's the thing, and I don't want to turn this into something else. So people are like, okay, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's doing a good job at Manchester United, and now Man U's played like crap for their last 2 or 3 games. Like they lost to Aston Villa in the Carabao Cup. I think they lost their Champions League tie, if I'm not mistaken, and now they just lost. Or no, they lost to West Ham. They lost their Champions League tie, and then they just lost to Aston Villa.
Yeah, they lost to Young Boys.
Not a good manager.
Yeah, Young Boys in the Champions League, like you said, West Ham in the Carabao Cup. Yeah, and then again today. And I think that the league game before that, it can't remember, like it took something for them to either draw or win.
The league game was also West Ham, and it was the Jesse Lingard late goal that secured the points for him. Yeah. So it was like it was still down to the wire.
Yeah, stoppage time again, just like typical Man U winning it late. But Yeah, they haven't looked good. The first, two Ronaldo games, I was like, oh my. We talked about it, like, oh my gosh, this is. But we also said, how long will it last? Because it is like I mean, everybody says this, like a honeymoon period, whatever. Like, I get that term, but it seems like it's not. It's over already because they're just not playing well anymore. And I don't know, he didn't have a ton of shots on goal, but I mean, they just don't look like. They don't look how we thought they would look for at least a little bit longer. I didn't think it would be this quick for them to kind of fall apart. But yeah, they don't look.
It's not even December.
It's not
even October. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that brings up a curious point. I feel like Man U is not alone in teams that I feel like the expectation for them to perform is there, and they aren't performing. Like Liverpool, for example, Liverpool today. So this is a credit. So first game of the season, North London, Brentford versus Arsenal. Everybody was tripping because Brentford took out kind of, let's just say, a handicapped Arsenal.
Yeah, but it's still Arsenal.
But it's still Arsenal. So people are making jokes, right? Oh, Arsenal's a small club. Oh, man, they're a poverty club. 5 weeks later, they drew a full-strength Liverpool of Sadio Mane, Virgil van Dijk, Mohamed Salah, Diego Jota, it was they had everyone in the team was a starter besides that one kid, Phillips or Phil or I don't even know what his name is. One kid that's like a young kid in the team. Everyone else is like a starter playing for club and country.
Yeah.
In Brentford.
And Brentford looked like they've been in the Premier League for years and years, like they never left. The guys have just made it back. It's been like 60-something years, hasn't it, or more?
Bro, I've never keep it 100. It's at least been 30 years because I've never heard of Brentford until this year.
It may have been. I didn't know they existed. It's even longer, maybe. And I think they were last there in the 40s. I want to say, maybe not. I could be wrong, but yeah.
Fact checks. But it's been a long time.
It's been
long enough to where they shouldn't be doing that to Liverpool.
Yeah, and Arsenal. I mean, but you're right. I think that even what was the first game of the season? Did Liverpool draw or something? Man City lost.
Man City lost to Spurs. I mean, that's the thing. I can't recall, but I know a lot of teams have not been getting the results. PSG's been struggling. Juventus has been struggling.
Right. But it's good. I love to. I mean, I kind of like it. I was just telling Chad today. I was like, yo, to be honest, I mean, England is always going to be the most exciting league. I think fastest paced, just super competitive every week. But I watched the Inter game today against Atalanta, and 2-2. Yeah, but it should. I mean, Atalanta scored in the 94th minute, but it was VAR ruled it out. But it was every time I turn on a Serie A game this year, it's really, really good competition. It's really fun to watch. It's probably right now, I think it's more fun to watch than any other league. It's the most captivating to me right now. And I think it's just because, there isn't a Juventus up there. It's teams that historically, I don't know, I love to always see Milan at the top. Roma's playing really well. We love to see Tammy Abraham do it. So it's just a fun league right now. It's way better than it's been in the last 10, 15 years, So I like to see that. But yeah, you're right. Teams have been struggling. I mean, I think Man City drew in their Champions League, right? They didn't even score.
Yeah, I mean, they beat Chelsea this morning, but it was a fluke. It was just no one's convincing, dude. I mean, I don't even want to talk about what's going on in Spain right now.
That's a good. So, I mean, maybe we should bring this on another different episode, tell me. But I was thinking we can talk about. I'm just wondering, Barcelona now. Aside from Messi, you take Messi out of this season because he's not there, but you take him out of last season, and they technically have I think they have a stronger team this season. Let's say Messi was there, I think that this is still a stronger team than the previous season. With Memphis Depay, I think that he brings a lot to the table. Obviously, Agüero's there, and he hasn't played, but I just think that the couple pickups this season have improved them since last season. Obviously, losing Messi doesn't. But if Messi was still there, this is a better team than last season. And they're awful. So I'm the thing that I want to bring up is is Messi that good? Are Barca that bad? Is Koeman that bad? Like, why is this happening? But that we could say that for a different, episode. But you bring up a good point that I just wanted to not forget about that.
I guess we got to analyze that then, and maybe we can double back to that next week and see what is the difference between these clubs performing so poorly, or if there is a team that is performing well, what is the reason? And I can only think of two. Like in my mind, there's only two teams that are really performing at the level that they're supposed to.
Who's that?
And it's Bayern Munich and Chelsea, for example, like Roma, AC Milan. I feel like they're performing above expectations, which is great. Mm-hmm. But every other team like Liverpool, Man City, Man U, I feel like PSG, I hate to say it, PSG is not performing.
No, but here's one thing that I will say. So you said Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not a good coach, right?
I don't think he's a good coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because, we talked about rebuilds last week, and like Man U has been in a rebuild since Sir Alex Ferguson left. And I think that
coming up on a decade.
Yeah, well, but with that, essentially a dynasty and having a manager that's been there for years and years and years and years and years, similar to what Arsenal's going through now, some stability would help. And they went through quite a few coaches off the bat, and now Ollie's there, and he's kind of having some time to settle in, and he is getting better. Like, I do think that they're getting, I don't know. I say that, and then, this last 2-3 weeks, they just haven't really done much. But what I was bringing up the coach about is like PSG. I think that they look pretty good in the league, but it's people that you don't assume or who's scoring and kind of winning them the games. Like the first couple weeks, Ander Herrera. Last week Hakimi scoring 2 goals. The last game he brings in Icardi, who scores the game-winning header. Like, I think that maybe. It's really just not so much the usual suspects that are scoring these goals for PSG, which is good because they were, the last few years they've been way too reliant on recently Mbappe, and prior to that Neymar, prior to that Ibra, or Cavani. It's just like they always are way too heavily reliant on their scorers, their attackers, and I think that they're learning how to maybe rely on other people or coming in and scoring, kind of like Ilkay Gundogan was doing last year for City. I just think that you always need that person that's kind of a lottery that can kind of get it done for you. And that I think that Icardi came off the bench, so Pochettino knew when to bring him in. I don't know. I think that it's cool to see PSG being able to win without these guys performing at their highest. But yeah, they don't look great.
Yeah. Which, okay, and that's a fair point, and I'll take that point. Is there a difference between, as long as a team is winning games, which PSG, for the most part, they're winning games, right. And it's just not, like you said, it's not off the backs of the guys that you would think, and is that good enough? Sure.
Good enough, yeah, but good enough for what? Is it good enough to win Champions League? Probably not. They really need to rely on these guys to later on in the season, right? Or what?
Yeah. Which I guess the silver lining for PSG is one, big man's injured, right? Yeah. Calf or something. Big man's injured, and they still haven't. To date, they still haven't had a full practice session together.
Yeah.
So we could hold out for PSG and say they'll figure it out, but some of these other squads, man, I'm just virtually nothing's changed, and
yeah.
What's going on in Turin? Why is Juventus so bad?
So bad.
Why are they so bad?
Yeah, so bad. And
I don't have the answer.
I don't either, because essentially what you missing out on Ronaldo, and prior to Ronaldo you were still winning the league and making it to Champions League finals and stuff. So same thing kind of in Roma to the opposite effect. They bring in Tammy Abraham and Jose Mourinho, and now they're looking amazing and pretty consistent. They did have kind of a shock loss, but yeah, what's going on? I don't really understand. But I'm happy to see it. It's I don't know if anyone watches F1, but this is a really good F1 season. Lewis Hamilton had won it for the past 6 years in a row. Mercedes kind of rules it. And right now it's a really, really good race between him and Verstappen and Red Bull. Anyway,
I don't follow F1 as much as you guys would like me to, but I did see he got in a wreck with somebody else like 2 weeks ago or a week ago.
Yeah.
What was that?
Max Verstappen.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Did they fight after?
What?
Did they fight after?
No, there's always words, but the Red Bull team pretty much knew that they were at fault. Max Verstappen was handed a penalty after that. But anyway, like, they've been going at it all season. That was the second time they've crashed into each other this season, just this season.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Lewis Hamilton actually accidentally, I mean, we're getting too into this. Let me just, he accidentally ran over his one of his pit crew members. Not over
Good
him,
grief.
but he just didn't stop in time, and the dude got knocked back, fell. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Okay. Well, guys, we're going to keep the episode rather short this week. Thanks for rocking with us. Next week, this is what we're going to do, though. Let's see if we can figure out why some of these top-tier teams, as it were, are performing so poorly. And next week, we'll report, we're going to do some research, and we're going to dig down. We're going to tell you what we find.
Awesome.
And maybe, when are you're going to Paris tomorrow, though, right?
I'm going to Nice tomorrow. Cannes and Nice tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, Cannes. Never mind. So, yeah, you're not going to have a chance to go to the store. Okay.
No, but
yeah,
I'll be in Paris on the 1st.
France.
Which,
okay.
If you...
So, we'll get an update from, maybe we'll get an update from the park.
What,
how do you say Parc
levels?
de France?
Yeah. Update on what?
Stock levels.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So I actually got an email from PSG saying that they have the home jerseys in stock, so order now. But I want the away, so hopefully.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna order mine. If I'm gonna get after I have to call, I'm gonna call and see if I can order one. I didn't know.
I'll jump on right now.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for rocking with us.